Welcome to Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts. Out of the worst tragedies often come the best bonds of community and compassion. We'll discuss.
I'm Jeffrey Kinn, Artistic Director of the Players Theater, and today we're going to pretend we're celebrity panels, and we're going to play our own version of What's My Line?
I'm Beth. Our pets are our children, and they require as much stuff. And today, our pet expert is here with a new product.
And I'm Linda Carson. Is the Zika virus really a worry here on the Suncoast? We talk to an expert to find out. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Shake your finger at me.
Welcome to the show, and welcome back to Jeffrey Kinn. Good to have you with us.
It is like vacation when I show up on this show. I love it.
That's kind of what we're going for.
Vacation,
That's the vibe we like.
Good, good.
A little afternoon getaway, perhaps.
Exactly, yes.
Tell us your innermost thoughts. That's all we ask.
Oh, great. Be careful what you wish for.
All your secrets.
We do ask whether we want to know or not, that's for sure. All right, well, welcome to everyone. We're going to see who's in the kitchen today. And speaking of a little afternoon vacation, with an Asian flair today, we're going to welcome back Jessica from Yo Sushi. What are we making today?
Thanks for having me back. Today we're going to try your hand at making some salmon dragon rolls.
Salmon dragon rolls. All right, do we get to do the rolling?
Yes.
Oh no, Beth.
Beth, that has had tough results before.
We had troubles the last time.
Jessica, we warn you, they're not pretty when we make them.
You can't roll a salmon?
Apparently not. Who knew?
Well, we will give it a try, and we always eat our mistakes.
We do.
We have no problem with that. So.
And they're
Just
delicious.
because it doesn't look good doesn't mean it doesn't taste good.
Absolutely. That's one of our mantras here, and it's very important to remember
I hear ya.
All right, well, we look forward to that. Yo Sushi always so bright and colorful with their different bowls to coat it.
I love the dishes and the sake.
Yes, very fun. Sake as well, always a good thing. Jeffrey, I understand you and the Players have a new show opening this week, but I'm a little confused. Are we going to the opera, or are we going...
Kind of.
How does this work?
Well, it's a play called Cosi, and it's a group of mental patients who are trying to produce Cosi fan tutte, but they can't sing and they don't speak Italian.
Well,
so it's kind of like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest trying to put on a show.
In a foreign language.
In a foreign language. It's kind of fun. There's a little bit of adult language and a little adult situation, but it's a really play about overcoming adversity. So we're excited.
I
like
saw that
that
opera
idea.
when the Sarasota Opera did it just recently.
Well, it's about infidelity, Cosi fan tutte, the opera, and so that actually comes into play in the actual play itself. So it's kind of a play within a play where probably no one really survives or comes through unscathed when it comes to relationships.
And that opens on Wednesday?
Yes, it opens Wednesday and runs through the 26th.
All right,
Well,
you can find that at the Players Theater, and also tickets available at theplayers.org. Well, it is time for our first hot topic, and it's not an easy job to be a comedian or an entertainer on a week when our nation is reeling from a devastating loss. But Jimmy Fallon addressed the Orlando shootings head on, and how he handled it is going viral. Let's check it out.
I, as a new father, am thinking, what do I tell my kids? What do I tell them about this? What can we learn from this? What if my kids are gay? What do I tell them? Maybe there's a lesson from all this, a lesson in tolerance. We need to support each other's differences and worry less about our own opinions. Get back to debate and away from believing or supporting the idea that if someone doesn't live the way you want them to live, you just buy a gun and kill them, bomb them up. That is not okay. This was just one bad guy here. 49 good people and one bad guy. And there will always be more good than evil.
Not political, not activist, just human. And just like the hundreds who gathered at 5 Points Park in Sarasota for a vigil, knowing the power of pop culture, the goodness that still exists out there, do we like Fallon's message?
I think it was perfect. It humanized the issue and makes us get back to the reality of what it is. One individual that was very misguided, evil intentions, and as a community, while there's some tragedy in this, we should all come together and not make him win.
It made me think that I should teach my children be sure what my adult children think, and teach my grandchildren that hate is such a horrible thing and that we all are one. We're all holding hands in this world as one, and we need to teach our children that and make sure they believe that.
About everything. It's
Yes.
okay to disagree, but you know, when a
Yes.
little kid says something like, well, I hate her, or I hate that, we don't hate. We can disagree, but we don't hate. I think that lesson can start so young. Jeff,
We're
you
good
said-
at that. But Beth and I argue all the
was thinking
time.
about that. But you know, even when you think about us, seriously, we disagree on so many other issues, but at the core of everything is a friendship that isn't built on our beliefs. It's
Yeah.
built on us. I like you because you are you. Regardless of your color, regardless of your beliefs, regardless of your sex, it doesn't matter. I like you. And so if you disagree with me, I don't have to hate you.
Yes.
And I don't have to be mad at you. Like, and I don't understand why people don't get that. It's beyond me how people don't like someone because of their race, their religion. It's hurtful. Their sex, it's hurtful.
And it's not like we have a choice.
Yeah.
God made you. God
I woke up
made
this way, and I will
me.
always wake up black.
Exactly. And I'm going to wake up as a gay man, and I cannot change that. And if people feel that that's wrong, then it is not my problem. It is their problem.
I agree.
I am not broken. The gay culture is not broken.
It is
They
that
are broken.
individual.
And if you hate people that you don't know, you are part of the problem.
And
we
why
don't
is
need
it their
fixed.
business? Why is it my business? How you dress, how you look, who you sleep with, that's not my concern.
And you know, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the world is a Pollyanna, let's all kumbaya. I'm just saying you shouldn't dislike a person you don't know.
Exactly.
If you dislike me because I did something to you, hey, go ahead. But if you dislike you for something that is out of your control, something that you can't control, I can't control, or anything like that, that's just wrong.
If a politician or a preacher or your neighbor is telling you to hate somebody for no reason except that they're different from you, then you are listening to the wrong person.
And that's
Yes.
why I think Fallon did do a good job with making the message coming together. And we're starting to see that. Last night at Five Points Park, hundreds of people.
It was beautiful.
Jeffrey, you mentioned you were there.
I felt better being there, even though I didn't want to go, because in these situations, I get upset. I become an 11-year-old that just wants his mom because it's so unfair. And life is unfair, and we should be beyond this by now. And it's upsetting to me at 52 that we're still going through these things. And it's hard. But seeing so many people there, and we were singing, and there was candles, and it was uplifting. And
was
you know
love.
what? There was love.
That's what
And you
was
know
there.
what? We will survive this. But you know what? The gay community cannot survive this without the support of our straight allies. And until everyone puts their foot down and says, enough is enough, the hate is wrong, get over this, don't try to fix something that's not broken, then I'm sorry.
No, you're
it's
good.
okay.
You're
You're
exactly
right.
right. And
Right.
we're
Exactly
seeing the
right.
support across the world. Have you seen the Facebook pictures, the Eiffel Tower, rainbow lights?
Yes.
I love that. The Facebook profiles. You know, these little things people say, oh, well, it's just, you know, everybody suddenly now is on this cause. No, it's showing the solidarity. Lots of people have changed their Facebook profile pictures with the rainbow, with the
just don't
hashtag,
get how you just
we
hate
are with
people you don't
Orlando.
know.
JetBlue offering free flights
Yeah.
to and from Orlando for immediate family members. So if, you know, the takeaway that I
Right.
think we can try to have, you know, for the remainder of the week as people heal and the remainder of lifetime is, you know, it does bring people together. It does bring the good in humanity.
There's more good than bad.
That's right.
Love
And that's what we're
conquers
going to focus
all.
on.
We need to focus on loving one another. That's it.
But we can't just
Absolutely.
sit back. We've got to stand up
We
for what
have
we
to
believe in.
fight for what we believe in. We have to raise our voices.
You want me to go rally with you?
Well
Yes,
said.
baby.
I'm coming.
All right, we're
Power
going
to
to
the
switch
people.
directions a little bit. And speaking of direction, One Direction, former One Direction member and pop star Zayn Malik is canceling a major performance due to anxiety. Malik tweets a heartfelt apology to his fans. He is not going to perform at the Summertime Ball in London. He says anxiety has haunted him for the past few months all around his live performances. Fans sent thousands of supportive tweets to the star, and it got me thinking, you know, this guy's been on worldwide tours with bands. Jeff, you're a performer. How does anxiety still surface even with experience?
It never changes. It's always there. And I was just remembering a quote from, I believe, Helen Hayes, who we call the First Lady of the American Theater. And I believe she said, the second you're not nervous before going on stage, you're dead. So performers use that energy and that fright and it kicks in and it makes you be stronger. It makes you be bolder. It makes you think stronger towards your character and what you're after. So I feel for him. These situations are nerve-wracking, and you do have to overcome them. If you let it get the best of you, it will make you shut down. And so my advice to him is, you know, buck it up, kid.
Refocus.
You got to refocus and channel that nervous energy into your song and your material. It's not going to get any easier.
Well, you know, Barbara Streisand didn't sing concerts for many years because of stage fright. She was fine behind a microphone in the studio, but she didn't do concerts. Then she came out of it. I say toughen up.
Toughen up.
Don't be such a sissy. Get out
Suck
there.
it up, Buttercup.
Little butterflies are normal, I think. Well, it is also the 40th anniversary of punk rock. That doesn't make me feel old. The subversive culture is being celebrated, though, at Punk London this summer. So look at some of these images. They bring back memories from the summer of '76 when it all started. It actually began as a radical counterculture movement, and I find this very ironic. It is now being celebrated and recognized 40 years later by established British institutions. All right, I heard some rumors. Any rebels among us here?
You should have
Jeffrey.
seen, jeez, you should see pictures of me from college. Oh my gosh. Flock of Seagulls, Annie Lennox, Oingo Boingo.
Eyeliner?
The Cure. Oh yeah, and ripped everything, and hair, and shaved, and eyeliner, and I didn't do too much with the safety pins because people loved sticking those everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? It was a part of expressing ourselves, and that's how I looked at it. I was a farm kid from Ohio.
I was going to say, from Ohio, that's radical.
Exactly. And I was at school in Columbus, and boy, we were, you know, and I was changing my music, and I was listening to new tunes, and I was shaking my head.
Every generation has to rebel.
Yeah,
It's so funny, and it gets harder and harder.
Look at me, and look
how
at me
are you
now.
gonna rebel now?
And look at you now.
I know.
You guys are very edgy, let me say.
Times, and I'm so,
You always
I'm
come
so
back.
hip.
Good for parents of the rebellious teens now to remember. They do turn out okay.
We do grow up eventually.
They grow up eventually. All right, well, here's something somewhat rebellious. A new Tokyo restaurant where you dine naked. We've talked about this concept before, but this one is leaving a bad taste in people's mouths. It's called the Amarita, and it has rules for entry. There are weight and age restrictions. No one over 60 is allowed. Is that when we get ugly naked? I know. I want to still look good naked at 60. And no one who is more than 33 pounds over their average weight for their height is allowed. So no people, no fat people.
Wait, so are they measuring you before you get there?
It looks
Apparently,
like, according
and
to that,
no
they are.
tattoos. This is what grossed me out,
No one's
although
gonna
you'll
get
like
in there.
this. Disposable underwear,
I like that. To sit on the
mandatory
chair?
and given to you. Yes, to sit on
I
the
like
chair.
that. I like that idea.
And why would you go? Because we've heard the wait staff very hunky and also nearly naked.
I don't think that's a reason to go. Somehow that doesn't
Tokyo.
I'm
Turn me
just
on.
a little speechless because it's wrong on so many levels. If you've ever eaten naked, I think you would just do it once and then you would say, please, let's just all put on our clothes.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good diet. I don't want to
See,
sit there and look at myself naked while I eat.
It's hard to rebel. You've got to find some way to shock people, and it
Right?
gets harder.
That's
and
what we're
harder.
down to,
Well,
dining
I
nude.
worry about their naked body touching my food.
I'd say,
That's what I'm worried about.
tomorrow you guys should do this entire episode naked and see what happens with the ratings.
A will be off the air and B I'll have called in sick. So you guys are all on your own. Don't do naked.
Well,
Just
like
honest.
in Los
not
Angeles,
participating.
there was a television show at Channel 5, and the woman was naked. All you saw was her head. She's sitting on the sofa, and all you saw was her head turned around.
Oh, there's
but
a
she did not
naked
wear
news.
clothes.
There's a naked news. I don't
There's
know
a
if they
naked
do it
news.
anymore.
You guys could do it. You just need a little buffer here below the table.
Speaking of
I
buff,
think you can pass that 60-year-old thing.
I know. We'll put a little. I'll
little
staple
curtain.
something. I'll
all right,
staple
well, we're
something.
going to end on
And bigger
a
scripts.
good naked thought. All of you will appreciate this. A good naked thought.
good naked thought.
Yes. Check out how this groom and his
those
band
exist?
of groomsmen came together as bride. They were dressed as Spartan gladiators.
Oh.
So this group works out regularly together.
Yeah.
Regularly. You
I
can tell
like
that,
that.
obviously. So this tradition of going to the bride's house the morning of the wedding is actually an Chinese wedding tradition known as gate crashing. The groom is required to pick up his bride from her parental home with an entourage. So this groom decided to follow in that fashion and bring some workout buddies.
Wow.
Is he
Alrighty
Asian?
then. No, he's not Asian. I believe he's actually Swedish, but he is fine.
She might have looked around and
She-
chosen
she's
somebody
fine.
else.
She was very happy answering that door
Yes, she was.
on many levels.
All right, we're going to check in with our happy hour forecast. When we come back, we are going to get a little more serious because we want to know how much we really need to worry about Zika here on the Suncoast. Stay with us.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Another hot afternoon. Heat indices up near 100 degrees right now at this hour. The dew point temperature at 74. The actual temperature 90 degrees now, but that west wind bringing some low-level moisture in. The barometer now 29.98 inches. And you can see there's quite a bit of dry air around in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, and that's really suppressing a lot of the normal activity that we'd see as far as thunderstorms go this afternoon. We do have a few storms. They're mainly inland, and they're very isolated at this point. Our rain chances, though, will be slowly increasing as we approach the weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up at 5. The satellite and radar imagery showing, again, some inland storms developing along the sea breeze front. Most of those will stay inland as well. Not much else going on as far as our evening forecast goes. A slight chance for a few showers, but temperatures staying fairly warm through the evening. Well, much more in our forecast. Let you know about the tropics coming up today at 5. See you then.
The Zika virus continues to dominate world health headlines. The CDC reports that there are 132 travel-associated cases of Zika virus right here in Florida. So how at risk are we here on the Suncoast? Here to give us the latest information is Dr. Raj Reddy. Okay, we're ready to pounce on you because we're all really concerned about this. What is the Zika virus?
What it is it's in the family of flaviviruses. And it's only been discovered recently. I think in 1947, they found it in the blood specimen from a monkey in the Zika forest in Uganda.
Oh. And hence the name now.
And hence the name. And then the first human case was in 1952. But it has not come to the Americas, North and South America, until 2014.
Oh.
So it was one of those things that's been there for a while, but we really haven't heard about it. And that's why all of a sudden everyone's like, what is the Zika virus? Where is it coming from?
How is it transmitted?
The most common method of transmission is by mosquito. That's the vector. It's the Aedes species. There's Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus.
Those are names of mosquitoes?
Those are the names of the mosquitoes, and they're common all over Florida and the southern United States. That's the most common. The second is from a pregnant mother to the fetus. Mm-hmm. Third way is when you have sex with an infected person. We're not sure exactly how. They're thinking the source is the male semen. Oh. The other way is from a blood transfusion from an infected person or an organ or tissue transplantation from an infected person.
There's many ways to get this. You just made me afraid.
What are the symptoms? How do we know if you have it?
Well, the main symptoms are fever, low-grade fever, 100 to 101 degrees, a rash, and the rash is usually itching, red, raised rash. And then the other one is joint pain, and the joint pain is usually in the smaller joints. We're talking hands, wrists, ankles. It can be in the knees, but mostly in the feet and ankles. Okay. And then conjunctivitis, which is basically kind of red eyes.
Well, let me ask you this for the nervous Nellie here, because Beth is immediately itching, thinking she has a rash. We have obviously tons and tons of mosquitoes here.
Right.
Have there been any mosquitoes, either in our area or even in our state, that have any signs of carrying Zika?
The data from the CDC is always a week behind, but as of June 8th, which is the latest stuff I printed out this morning, there has been no cases in the continental United States where the Zika virus has been transmitted by mosquitoes.
So we don't have to be worried that we all have mosquito bites right now.
We have to take precautions because they're expecting that to happen eventually.
What are those precautions?
Well, there's a couple of things. The most common things that I would recommend, first of all, is clothing. You want to be smart, full sleeve shirts, pants, socks. When you're in an area that has a lot of mosquitoes, when you're out in the time of day where there's a lot of mosquitoes.
No naked restaurants.
No, I guess not, depending on the area. Another reason then. And then they recommend mosquito sprays. And there's a couple of sprays. You want to go to the CDC website. You can get something that's approved by the EPA. The most common one is DEET or DEET, and those are like Off, Sawyer, Cutter, Ultrathon. And then the other one is Picardin and Icardin, which is like Guard Plus, Skin So Softly. So those sprays are good. You don't want to use them in children under 2 2 months, and then you also want to, you can have permethrin spray for the clothes to protect the clothes.
Right.
Because they
And
bite
then-
you through the clothes.
Right. Let's talk travel for a second. The Olympics, we're hearing all about the buzzwords, people going, not going. Is it okay if we've traveled? Because Babette has traveled. Should we travel? Where are the areas of concern?
Well, the areas of concern right now are the Caribbean, Central
been.
America,
I've
and
been.
South America, and the American Samoa. What they recommend is that if you are planning on having children in the next 6 months or you're pregnant, it's probably not a good idea to travel to those areas.
Okay.
But what if you're not? Because I've traveled to 2 of those locations. In the,
You pregnant?
I think I'll move over
I am
here.
not.
Well, if you don't have any symptoms, you know, if you don't have what we talked about, like the fever, the rash, the joint pain, then you probably are, not every single mosquito bite will lead to a Zika infection.
How
So that's-
quickly will you see those?
Yeah.
How?
Usually within 2 to 14 days after the mosquito bite,
Oh, so you'll
see
know.
And
you'll
they're
know.
obvious symptoms, not like a slight ache in
Yeah,
my
usually
finger.
they're obvious
Okay.
symptoms.
So the Olympics are a cause for concern for people, something they
they
need to
are.
think
For a
about for
certain po-
travel, for that
certain-
segment of the
right,
population.
For a certain population,
Well,
absolutely.
All right.
So good to know all of that. We really were getting concerned around here.
I'm
Thank
still
you so
concerned.
much,
we
Dr.
should,
Reddy.
we should be concerned.
Well, prevention, I think is the key
Spray,
word.
spray,
Right,
spray.
right.
Yep.
Right. Thank you so much,
Oh,
Dr.
it's a
Reddy.
pleasure. Thank
Next,
you. Thank
we're
you.
going to play a game called What's My Line? Oh, you'll never
I
win.
love games. We always win.
Hurricane season is here, and Suncoast weather can go from this to this in seconds. So when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We're armed with the most advanced weather technology so that we can bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
Plus, we focus on the Suncoast and track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. Turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
I'm Dale Mast, and we're celebrating 40 years on the west coast of Florida.
It's our 40th anniversary, and it's time for a celebration, the Culligan Hydration Celebration. For a limited time, celebrate by taking $250 off any Culligan home system. That's $250 off Culligan water softener systems, drinking water systems, or whole house water filters. Help us celebrate our 40th anniversary, and remember,
for better water, pure and simple, call today and say,
"Hey, Culligan man."
Welcome back. It's time for our version of the game show, What's My Line? So we're the celebrity panel trying to guess the identity of a guest. We're going to hear 3 possibilities. We'll pick the one we think is right. You guys ready?
We're ready.
All right, here we go.
Yes. All right.
Hello, my name's David. I haven't used electricity in 10 years.
David has not used electricity in 10 years.
He lives in a cave somewhere.
That seems impossible.
No,
It's Florida, too hot.
He was nicely dressed, and he would be all dirty
If he has
because
electricity.
you couldn't have a shower if you didn't have electricity.
Well, sure you could. You just have a cold shower. So, all right, now I don't think we like that one. Let's look at number 2.
Hello, my name's David. I make art out of old palm fronds.
Oh, that sounds logical.
I make art out of old palm
He
fronds.
looks like an artist, a clean artist.
Creative.
He's a very
I
clean
don't know
cut,
about
though.
that.
All right, maybe.
What I'm thinking,
That's
I don't know.
possible.
if I
One
can
no, two
say.
maybe. Let's get the third option.
Hello, my name's David. I started a line of all natural, healthy dog food.
Okay.
Is he a dog guy?
I
Healthy
think
dog
that.
food.
I think that one.
You know what? I'm going to go palm frond because he looks creative to me.
All right, you get that vibe?
I'm getting,
All right,
I'm getting a
Beth?
vibe.
The only one I know for a fact is the electricity is not it.
All right,
Yeah,
we
who
agree.
can
We
do
got to
that?
go one way or the other. We need a consent.
He's a clean man. I think he does the dog thing.
Dog thing?
The dog.
Makes dog food.
Okay, I'll go with that one.
All right, 2 dog food, 1 art, and I always abstain. So let's bring
What? You
David.
can't abstain?
Yes, I do. I'm the
Come on,
moderator.
make a decision.
Oh, is that for a dog?
Palm fronds, he made that out.
Palm frond!
Wow, we're not
you
just talking a
got it.
fan from Palm Fronds either.
Oh.
All right, David, introduce yourself and tell us what
I'm
you
David
do.
Skaggs, and I make all of my art out of recyclable materials, all out of palm
Gosh,
fronds.
this is gorgeous.
I love it.
Oh, that's so funny. It's
I have some in
beautiful.
my house at Chipperay.
This is
Perfect.
amazing. Now, this is the bottom.
This is like the pod.
of the palm,
It's the
heavy
pod,
one.
it's the
Yeah.
seed pod.
Oh, look at these.
Here's another
Oh, my
piece. You can actually
goodness.
see more like on here where the palm fronds
Right.
starts.
Oh, those
And,
are beautiful.
Now, do you,
know,
have
I just-
landscapers get them for you? How do
No,
you get them?
actually, I work for a condo association, and that's how I got started in this. They were cutting them, and they weren't picking them up, and I started picking up. Oh man,
looks
I
like-
can make a fish out
Right,
of
that
this.
looks like a something. That
Yeah,
looks like a
this
something.
looks like this. So I
Fascinating.
started collecting them, and that's how I got started in it.
But these are all like cut and you've glued, and I mean this is
hard.
this is work.
Oh, I
This is
love
just
this
so
one.
stunning.
When you
Oh,
get
that's
them,
my
like,
favorite.
how do you see the vision of it? Because I would just
You know,
see
to me, the only thing that I can tell you that's all God driven. I see a picture of the stuff, and all of a sudden, like this is one of the latest pieces that I've
That's so
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's gorgeous.
And the inspiration behind this place is I had neck surgery, and for the first time in 25 years, I have 0 pain. So my doctor was on a trip to go help people, and I was telling him, what do you like? And he loves horned owls.
So there's his horned
So,
owl.
so he will be
Inspiration.
back in a couple of weeks, and this horned owl I'm going to give to
We
him.
love it. Oh,
For the
Inspired.
thankfulness of him getting me out of pain.
Well,
so I can
David
do all that.
Skaggs, a creative artist utilizing palm fronds, one of our natural resources that we have many of here on the
I'm
Suncoast.
so happy to be right.
David, do you have a Facebook page? Can we find you?
Yes, it's Dave's World Art
Okay.
on Facebook. Or
Dave's
you can go
World
to Dre's Gallery, and you can see it. You can come to Dre's Gallery. A lot of them are hanging there.
All right, and we'll put that information on our Facebook page as
Beautiful.
well, so you
These
can
are
get a hold of
great.
David
Jeffrey's
Skaggs.
the
Thanks for
winner.
coming in.
Thank you
Not only
very
are we
much.
surprised, but this is a great treat there. You can see David Skaggs' contact information there at draysgallery.com. Thanks for being a good
like
sport.
it.
Thank
Coming
you,
up
thank
latest in pet trends. Stay with us.
Wow.
Mom needed more care than we could provide, so we called Granny Nannies. She now has around-the-clock caregivers, and we have peace of mind. Thanks to them, she's where she belongs, at home.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
On your TV, on your computer, on your camera, on your smartphone, on your Apple Watch. And now you can get ABC7, your Suncoast News, on Roku. Just go to mysuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab for a list of fast and free downloads that deliver ABC7, your Suncoast News, on the go.
Thanks to my volunteer, I am a better eater.
Thanks to my volunteer, math seems simple now.
Thanks to my volunteer, I discovered new career goals.
I'm a volunteer for Sarasota County Schools, so I know I can make a difference. And you can too. Give an hour, change a life.
At ABC7, our entire weathercast is dedicated to the Suncoast, and now we bring it to you like never before with the all-new official Suncoast forecast. Beach and boating forecast. The winds will be out of the northwest at 10 knots.
Now, with the most advanced graphics and technology, we bring you weather where you live, pinpointing right down to your neighborhood.
Zooming into the Sarasota Bayfront,
the all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Tonight on ABC7 News at 7.
Without my concerned group of citizens who are very well educated and very committed to the community, this would have slipped through the cracks.
Work is underway for the Venice Library to have a temporary new home. A permanent site is being discussed, but what happens in the interim? I'm Haley Wilgus. That story plus our roundtable.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Florida Studio Theater presents the fabulous Lipitones, now held over by popular demand. A high note leaves the Barbershop Quartet without their fourth member just before the national competition. What ensues is a comedy of misunderstanding, stereotypes, and the path to perfect harmony that critics say has laughs galore and gets right to the heart. Buy tickets now by calling 941-366-9000 or visit floridastudiotheater.org.
At Granny Nannies, we provide your loved ones with the care they deserve, compassionate and experienced help right where you need it most, at home. Visit us at grannynannies.com.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check in the kitchen with Jessica from Yo Sushi. And Jessica, I understand if we can't get to see you at UTC Mall, you will actually get sushi to us. How does this work?
Yeah, we just launched a catering menu, and we have about 9 different platters on there that you can choose from. It's great for parties or anything, really. I've made a few platters for just display for you guys to check out.
And we'll be eating those in case we aren't successful rolling. So, all right, we're going to join Jessica in the kitchen from Yo Sushi in just a few minutes. Beth?
Well, we love our pets, and much of us keep them like they're children. But living with them can be difficult. They need a walk, they make a mess, they require a lot of stuff. Hence why I do not have any pets. But for those of you who do, pet trendologist Charlotte Reed is here to discuss products that can help make your life a little easier.
At least she's honest, right?
Yes. I'd rather you be honest than not honest. But today we're going to talk about home solutions and things that affect people here who live in our community. So one of the things that we all notice everywhere we go is all of the building in Sarasota, right? So of course many of those people have pets. So what do you do late at night? What do you do in the morning if you can't necessarily run right out? So I brought this as one of the coolest new inventions. It's right down there in the little blue bag. It's called Balcony Pets. And if they can show the picture, I want to show you what it is. It's literally a door that fits in a bag that you can carry on vacation and pop in your glass door. So automatically your dog can go outside. And it's less than $200. And this is just totally amazing. The dog can go in, he can urinate on a little wee-wee pad and come back in. So if you're late for work, or, I mean, you don't get home in time, he can go outside. So I think that's really great.
So if you live on the higher level of a building and you can't go all the way down and all the way back up.
Or you have the puppy. Imagine, you know, because you have dogs, the puppy, or you have the older dog that needs to go out during the day.
Or if you're on vacation.
That's a good idea.
That's
Linda,
right.
this could solve your problems.
You have to leave the door open?
Yeah, but it pops right, you open the door and then it pops right in. It's 2 pieces put together and it pops right in.
So it replaces the open door.
Right, and you know how you have to have a custom door made when you have a pet?
Yes.
So this is like less than, it's about $150 and it just pops right in. So how great is that for the
I have 2 little dogs that I might get those for.
I think I'll get you a discount, I promise.
I love it.
Okay, so next up, the one thing that we always have to deal with is feeding solutions. And a lot of people don't realize stainless steel bowls, not only are they eco-friendly, they're easy to wash, they're easy to clean, and if you drop them, I'm going to drop this. They don't break. So that is absolutely the best thing about them. And they last the life of your pet. So imagine something completely eco-friendly. Now, these are all by Loving Pets.
Those are cute.
And they are cute. They match your kitchen, your decor. I mean, they do make, and also they have a skid-proof bottom. Some of them, I think it's this one, they have a skid-proof bottom. So you don't have to worry about it sliding across the kitchen floor.
Right.
So
Love
next
it.
up, one thing that everybody hates to do, and
Cleaning.
if you have a yard, is scoop the poop in your yard. But
Oh, yes.
people don't realize how important scooping the poop is, because not only will it create peace with your neighbors, because nobody wants to have a neighbor with a stinky yard. So FlexRake makes these great pooper scoopers. This is just a plain one, but now they have them in purple and pink and all sorts of color. It's 2 parts. You can go out there and scoop the yard. People don't realize that poop actually contains thousands of little bacteria that can close beaches down, that can prevent people from hiking on trails. So it's no longer considered fertilizer. So you've got to scoop that poop. So thanks to FlexRake, I actually have a purple set, because if I'm going to scoop the yard, I want to be.
You want to look
I
glamorous.
want to be in living color. So I think that's always really nice. So next up, we were talking about solutions. One of the things people, especially with dogs, and you have a golden retriever, so you know, shedding hair all over your clothes. And I know Joey has a dog. His black hair, so you don't want all that hair on your clothes. Now I'm wearing white today, so that's why Lulu and Ty, and you can see Ty has like this loose hair. So what we always do is we like to use EpiPet. So EpiPet is made by a veterinarian here in the Sarasota, Bradenton area, and not only did I bring this shampoo, which moisturizes and conditions the coat. If you want to touch Ty, you can feel how nice and soft the coat is. But if it's moisturized, you're not going to have all that shedding hair. And also the 2 sprays, the topical sprays, moisturize the coat, especially because now that it's getting much warmer, the skin will dry out. Also, because it has insect repellent qualities like pennyroyal, lavender, you're also going to prevent those mosquitoes from coming around. And not only do I use it on the dog, I use it on myself before I go to bed, because I don't want to get bitten by any mosquitoes either.
Smart. Can puppies get Zika?
Puppies, they haven't had any correlation between puppies and Zika, but there are a lot of other viruses that you want to be careful of, like Chagas disease, which has also been determined here in Florida and some of the southern states. And it affects people differently than it affects dogs. For example, with Chagas, it affects the internal gut. With dogs, it affects the heart. So many dogs with Chagas end up getting pacemakers, and that's how they stay alive.
Oh, my goodness.
So it's really important, as he said, the expert, to go to the CDC website, not only for yourself, but that's why parasite protection, yearly vet visits are also important. Now, next up, we have great furniture. Now, for cat people, nobody likes ugly cat furniture. So Hagen makes this really kind of cool, neat.
It's contemporary.
It's called
like
the
IKEA
Vesper.
for cats.
It's the Vesper V line, and it's really fun. It's going to look good in your house with those bright red colors if you have a modern decor. You know, it's not like the old ugly cat furniture that's torn up. So everybody likes that. So Hagen makes that, and that's the Vesper V line. And you know, something like that, cats need exercise. They don't just want to sit around and look at the bowl or look out the window. This way they have their own little play center, and it actually looks like sculpture. That's what I tell people.
And then a bag of goodies.
And then last but not least, somebody's coming over really quickly. What do? You have to pick up those toys to make a good impression, especially if you're single. So I always like to use a nice caddy, and I just throw the toys in as I'm picking up, and I just go ch-ch-ch-ch. So all the toys, now you have to understand, I have 5 dogs and 1 cat, so
but
that's
you can find them again.
But I can find them again, and then I throw it in the closet, and then I open the door, and I'm like, hi, how are you?
So much, Charlotte. These are some really good fixes for all of those things that make it having a pet difficult.
It really does. And then, of course, I talk about all this stuff on my show, The Pet Buzz.
Yes, you do. And you can catch Charlotte's show, The Pet Buzz, on iHeartRadio. So actually, just stay tuned and get all these tips, right?
Great.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me.
No, you're very welcome. And coming up, we're going to take time for Money Matters. We'll be right back.
The official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. Download yours today.
The ability to go to college on a Bright Future Scholarship gave me personally the flexibility to chase a dream. To not have to worry about paying for your college education was absolutely amazing. One step better than that was to leave with no loans. I mean, to start a life, to start a job, to start without having a debt was amazing, and it allowed me to get to where I'm at today.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. Being prepared for any kind of disaster, from a mass shooting to a hurricane. How well local emergency responders and medical personnel are trained. Plus, a legal fight over a Siesta Key road with a waterfront view. Why some residents are suing the county over who has access to it. Let's go over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a check on the weather. Bob.
Scott, a hot day today again. Heat index at 99 degrees. It's 90-degree temperature right now. The dew point 74, west wind at 10. The sea breeze has developed. But look at all this dry air in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. It's really suppressing most of our normal activity at this time. And right now there are mainly inland storms, and they're pushing basically due north right now. There's a little drift to the west at times, but you can see well east of I-75. Well, the latest on our forecast lets you know about the rest of the week and into the weekend coming up today at 5. See you then.
The all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC 7.
At SWC Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our Sarasota office. And don't forget to watch the House to Home Show every Saturday night here on ABC 7. It's simple. We just market your home better.
I'm Dale Mast, and we're celebrating 40 years on the west coast of Florida.
It's our 40th anniversary, and it's time for a celebration, the Culligan Hydration Celebration. For a limited time, celebrate by taking $250 off any Culligan home system. That's $250 off Culligan water softener systems, drinking water systems, or whole house water filters. Help us celebrate our 40th anniversary, and remember,
For better water, pure and simple, call today and say,
"Hey, Culligan man."
When you don't know who you are, you can be anyone you want to be. You're coming with me.
Ooh, where are we going?
To the most wondrous place in the world.
Roll up, Tanglefield's traveling circus is here!
This isn't a fairy story. People don't always live happily ever after. But we will. I'm Hetty Feather, and this is my story.
And welcome back. Many of us don't realize it, but current events can have a major impact on stocks, from presidential elections to even pop culture. And it all plays a role. In today's Money Matters, business consultant Richard Stern helps us break down how these influences can impact our money. Like, Richard, you know, when you talk about tragedies like what happened in Orlando, how does that impact the stock market?
Well, first of all, you have to understand that a lot of investing is emotional. We try to have people be disciplined, but the truth is they react emotionally frequently. And with the tragedy of Orlando, there's no question the market yesterday was down triple digits. Not a big surprise. People just really are reluctant to put new money to work in something like that. And sadly, there was a beneficiary of all this, and that is gun manufacturers. Stocks from gun manufacturers are up anywhere from 8 to 10% just yesterday. And the reason for that is people feel, you know, I may need to protect myself. I'm going to go out and buy a gun. So and people who are doing research say, you know, you should buy gun stocks given the current environment.
So when shootings happen, gun sales increase?
Unfortunately, the answer is yes. People feel threatened, and they say, I'm going to protect myself, and I'm going to go out and buy a gun.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we kind of want to switch gears a little.
I hope so.
Happier tone.
There you go.
Now, the month of June also holds a lot of big events. One of them is Father's Day, and of course, graduations too. But, you know, what are some of the things when you're talking about Father's Day that you can actually do with spending and what people are spending on?
Well, I think it's interesting to, I'll go through some figures, but it's interesting to see how much the average person actually spends on Father's Day, and I think we have some figures to show it to you. There you see for Father's Day this year, it's anticipated that the average person will spend almost $126 on a gift for Father's Day. Last year, that same figure was just over $115, so that's almost a 9% year-over-year increase. So those of us who are dads can look forward to a little nicer gift this year.
Wow,
because,
I'm cheap.
How does this compare? How does this compare to Mother's Day?
Well, it's funny you should ask that because we have some answers about that as well. Total spending for Father's Day, $14.3 billion, which doesn't sound bad until you look at the next line. Total spending for Mother's Day, 50% more, $21.4 billion.
It doesn't.
So I guess it tells you that I don't want to.
For the fathers.
Just many more things
Dads
you can
don't
get a
need
mother.
as much stuff, and
Right,
moms
moms
need
have a lot
that.
of needs.
Yeah.
Jewelry, flowers.
There's so few things you can give a man, and so many things you can give a woman.
Well, it's funny. The
Tie,
interesting
shirt,
thing-
Socks, ties, yeah.
Exactly. And the interesting question question, what do men like to get for
Yes,
Father's
what do
Day?
they like?
Well, we just happen to have news about that as well. The most requested gifts, a barbecue grill.
I like
That's
that
what
idea.
dads want to get more than anything else.
Wow.
Next in line, electronics and gadgets, which I guess is not a big surprise. I would have been surprised if that had not been part of the list.
Yes.
Then number 3 is a weekend getaway.
That's what mine asked for.
There you go. So
That's not a fair one because you have to bring a woman along with
well,
that.
that's true, but it's
Or
a
your
gift of
daughter.
the sorties.
Maybe the kids.
And last but not least, number 4 on the most tools.
Tools. Yeah, baby.
So Home Depot and Lowe's probably are going to have a
Power
pretty
tools.
good
Ties on the list.
No ties on the
Our
list.
shirts.
Funny you should mention that because let's talk about what people want to least get
what are
for
the worst?
Father's Day.
Okay.
The least requested gift is a tie. Now I have to tell you, I'm one of the only fathers who actually appreciates getting a tie because I wear one every day.
Right, and you have a nice
one.
butterfly tie today.
Look at Jeffrey.
Thank you
He's
very
got
much.
stars
Anything else
on
on
his
that list, or is
Yeah, there are a few other things. How about a homemade gift?
Oh,
Dad?
come on, Dad.
Oh.
Seriously.
Now, I think if you've got a child that's 5 or 6 or 7, you probably would think otherwise.
See,
A
moms
homemade gift was
appreciate
not
those.
on the list. Yeah, moms more so. A watch. Dad says no thanks. I do not want a watch for Father's Day. And this one, I guess, really gave me a good chuckle. Guess what's last? A barbecue grill. It was number 1 among the requested and also number 4 among the least
That's why
requested.
dads are so challenging.
Exactly.
They want it, but they don't want it.
Exactly right. Now, there's another thing with Father's Day. Of course, we, you know, it's a rite of passage becoming a parent or becoming a grandparent. And one of the things that triggers is a life-changing event. What do people do? What do fathers do to think about their families long term?
Yeah.
Interesting. They buy life insurance, and there are many reasons for it. Marriage certainly is one reason for it. Pregnancy, yet another reason for it. A new home. And last but not least, someone like Richard Stern tells them it might be a good idea to go out and buy life insurance.
Right.
So all of those things really work into it. And for Father's Day, may all of you get a barbecue grill if that's what you want. And I'll
Or
be
you
more
can
than
buy
happy.
life insurance.
Yeah, there you go. I'll be happy to
That's
get a
going to
nice.
go over well.
Right.
I'll take a nice bright tie.
All right, well, thank you
Love you,
so
Dad.
much, Richard.
You're welcome.
Love your advice. And next, Linda has some advice for us. A new show that's coming out. You're going to preview.
Yeah, I've been watching circuses.
All right, we'll be right back.
On your TV, on your computer, on your camera, on your smartphone, on your Apple Watch. And now you can get ABC7, your Suncoast News on Roku. Just go to mysuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab for a list of fast and free downloads that deliver ABC7, your Suncoast News on the go. At ABC7, it's all about being here for you. Introducing ABC7 News at 7 with award-winning investigative journalist Alan Cohn. In-depth reporting and debate on important issues and stories in our community. With a featured topic of the day and a live roundtable discussion with community leaders and newsmakers. Plus a quick recap of the day's top stories and weather. ABC7 News at 7, weeknights. Now more than ever, we're here for you, Suncoast.
At ABC7, our entire weathercast is dedicated to the Suncoast, and now we bring it to you like never before with the all-new official Suncoast forecast. Beach and boating forecast. The winds will be out of the northwest at 10 knots.
Now, with the most advanced graphics and technology, we bring you weather where you live, pinpointing right down to your neighborhood.
Zooming into the Sarasota Bayfront,
the all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hurricane season is here, and Suncoast weather can go from this to this in seconds. So when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We're armed with the most advanced weather technology so that we can bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
Plus, we focus on the Suncoast and track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. Turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that. And with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Florida Studio Theater presents the fabulous Lipitones, now held over by popular demand. A high note leaves the barbershop quartet without their fourth member just before the national competition. What ensues is a comedy of misunderstanding, stereotypes, and the path to perfect harmony that critics say has laughs galore and gets right to the heart. Buy tickets now by calling 941-366-9000 or visit floridastudiotheater.org.
Welcome back. Well, summer means great family entertainment, of course, and Linda has an exciting opening to share with us this week, the Summer Circus Spectacular.
I went to the dress rehearsal yesterday, and it only lasts 1 hour. 1 hour you sit there and you watch the dancing gachos. These people are awesome. There's Dolly. She just gets better and better every year. She is amazing. The Queen of the Air.
Yep.
This guy, I said, why do I like you so much? He's a clown and you just want to take him home. He's so sweet and so nice. Now, this is a father and a daughter. They were on America's Got Talent, and they are just amazing. And of course, this juggler, he does it in the dark sometimes, and he's also a really great dancer.
Wow.
And we just had a wonderful time there. It's a great place. Everybody in the family can go in and out in 1 hour. You sit in the historic Oslo.
What a great weekend event.
Oh,
exciting.
It's every day.
Yeah.
So you can take your kids, you can take the whole family. Everybody in my family goes, and it'll be on until the 30th of July.
Yep, June 15th through July 30th, and you can get tickets for the Summer Circus Spectacular at ringling.org. Yo Sushi in the kitchen. We're going to try our hand at rolling. Stay with us.
Yo Sushi.
At 6:30, ABC brings you news from around the world, and now ABC 7 brings you more in-depth coverage of the stories making news on the Suncoast. Join your Suncoast news team for the all-new ABC 7 News at 7.
Did you know? When your dog stays at Canine Corral, the play is free? Contact Canine Corral today about boarding and daycare packages. Canine Corral, where the love is.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Haley Wilgus. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. An animal abuse case in Sarasota County. Sheriff's investigators are looking for the person who injured a rabbit by possibly lighting it on fire. Details on this investigation at 5. And now taking a quick look at Suncoast Traffic Watch. An accident in South Venice. It's on US 41 at Shamrock Boulevard. You may want to be careful in that area. Let's head over to Bob.
Haley, not quite 100, but almost there. 99 degrees. That's what it feels like right now. If you factor in the humidity with the temperature at 90 at the Sarasota Airport, we have a west wind at 10 and the pressure now 299A, which is fairly high, and that is holding steady right now. Some dry air in the mid-levels of the atmosphere really suppressing a lot of the normal activity that we would see this time of year. There are a few showers in progress, mainly east of I-75, and they are widely scattered. We'll have the latest on our forecast coming up today at 5. See you then.
At SWC Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our Sarasota office. And don't forget to watch the House to Home Show every Saturday night here on ABC 7. It's simple. We just market your home better.
Thanks to my volunteer, I am a better reader.
Thanks to my volunteer, math seems simple now.
Thanks to my volunteer, I discovered new career goals.
I'm a volunteer for Sarasota County Schools, so I know I can make a difference. And you can too. Give an hour, change a life.
On your TV, on your computer, on your camera, on your smartphone, on your Apple Watch. And now you can get ABC 7, your Suncoast News on Roku. Just go to mysuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab for a list of fast and free downloads that deliver ABC 7, your Suncoast News on the go. On air, on online and on your mobile device. This hurricane season, turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
The home at 19 Walker Court. The agent. The rolling of sleeves. The look over. The look under. The application of dirt under fingernails. Turning over every rock. Turning over every chimney. Checking the nooks, checking the crannies, checking the walls. The floors, the gutters, the doors. Finding the flaw, calling the specialist, fixing it, cleaning it, prepping it, painting it, listing it, showing it, selling it. The sign of a RE/MAX agent.
We've been slow smoking over oak for more than 45 years. And while sticking to tried and true traditions is kind of our thing, it doesn't hurt to throw something new in the smoker every now and then. Come get some slow smoked chicken wings at Sonny's Barbecue. Order them as an appetizer or as part of a combo with pork, baby back ribs, or both, starting at $10.99. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Coming up Wednesday at 4 on Suncoast View. Get your calendars ready. We've got a preview of all the big shows headed to the Van Wezel. We'll start with Dancing with the Stars and even overview next season. You'll get a jump on the hottest tickets in town. There's a lot of economic buzz on the Suncoast, so we'll get the scoop from a local expert. Plus the latest and greatest camping gadgets. And Chef Judy has the best places to take Dad for Father's Day.
Welcome back. We're here with Jessica Hoy from Yo Sushi. Are we going to do some rolling?
And I promise not to make a mess.
All right.
No
so we're going to make
over
the
here.
salmon dragon today, and I got you 120 grams of rice.
120 grams?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
That's important?
Approximately.
Okay.
All right, so we're just going to start at the top. We're going to work our way across.
Okay.
All right.
It's like a little snowman here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just using your fingertips, we want to push the rice down.
Okay.
And just cover the piece of nori.
Okay. Is that what that's called? The green thing is
nori?
nori?
Yes, that's the seaweed.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Push.
All right.
Oh,
so
I'm getting behind you.
So we're not wanting to smash the rice. We're wanting to see every grain of rice. Just
so pull it down.
Easily
Don't
pull it
hurt
down.
the rice.
You guys should have told me that one.
Be nice to the rice, Bobeth. Be nice to the rice.
Not bad.
I was squishing here.
Me too.
Love the rice. Okay.
Oh, I got some blank spaces. I can't leave
Okay,
those.
and we turn it?
All right, we're going to flip it over.
Okay, then flip
Grab
it.
some
What do you mean
avocados.
flip it over?
Just flip the whole thing.
Yep.
And get it
Oh, I
over.
don't know that mine will flip over.
Just go.
It did. Look at
We're
that.
going to take some avocado.
Yes.
Can I have some more?
Yeah.
Here.
I gave.
Okay.
Here,
I'll
Jeffrey.
do a couple too.
And then.
And do you have to
Where
put
we
them in
put
any
this?
certain? Yep.
Just cover a line across.
Okay.
And then I have some crab mix here. It's mixed with Japanese mayonnaise, so it's a little bit sweeter. It's just imitation crab.
Problems. Is it cooked?
It's cooked, yes.
So it's crab with a K. Okay. Good.
All right.
A
Wow.
little bit more crab down here, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think we're doing better this time around.
I think so too, Bobeth.
You got
I
a
think
better
we're
teacher,
learning.
that's why.
That's right. You know what? Your rice is more cooperative,
All right.
too.
Now we're going to start rolling. So just roll it
Lord.
over, tuck it in, start at one side, and then work your way back down.
Okay.
And then right back over.
Okay. Oh. Oh.
And squeeze?
Just
Do you have to
squeeze with your fingertips and make it all squeeze in
my
there.
gosh,
Yep.
mine
And then
looks
just
really
roll.
good.
And then I have some salmon here that we're just going to lay over top.
Hey, we did pretty well this time.
That's what I'm saying.
You guys, we should do our own show. Oh,
You
we
could
do.
open your
We
own
can open
restaurant.
a
Yes.
But we do. Oh, this is so edible.
Okay, now I'm more motivated to try this at home than I
This
ever
is
have been.
very
Tell us
good.
about the rice. What makes this rice different than
So
like
this is
regular
short
rice?
grain rice, first
Short
of all.
grain, okay.
And then then we're just
I
going to
didn't do
take
it
our
right.
mat and push on the top. We're just forming the edges and the top. We're just pushing evenly across.
So a lot of
Can I
people
borrow
buy
your
the
mat?
sushi mats to do this at home, but the important part is you buy short grain rice.
Short
is that in
grain
an
rice.
Asian market?
Yeah, they have it any grocery store.
Any grocery store? Okay.
And then we also did a little oil on our hands or our
yeah,
gloves,
that's
and it
just so
helped.
that our rice doesn't stick.
Look how good that looks.
So
And
is there
then-
anything in the rice to keep it together?
We put vinegar.
Okay.
It's rice vinegar with some sugar,
Wonder.
mirin, and salt.
Okay, so flavor and consistency.
You guys,
Yeah,
you guys, we are all winners.
That's what gives the sushi its flavor.
All right, mine is extremely flat on top.
So when
Well, don't pick it up.
So when we're cutting, we're gonna do half. Always halves.
Always in half.
That way they're all even.
Wow.
All right, there you go.
All right, this
I'm gonna
is our
start plating
first
this one.
successful make our own sushi segment.
And then we got a little bit of chili powder here.
Okay.
Right on top, and some scallions.
But we don't need to do this at home so well because we want to come to your restaurant.
That's right.
Exactly.
But we do have a good teacher. Jessica Hoy here from Yo Sushi teaching us how to make these salmon rolls, and we did, I think, a pretty good job
Oh my
for
gosh.
a change.
You're not
Remember,
going to have
Yo,
much challenge
thank you.
from my recipe.
Yo Sushi also now doing catering. You can order some great platters and bring them home for parties or just a nice, easy summer night. So, Jeffrey, thank you for joining us.
I love being
Always
here.
a pleasure.
Thank
Jessica,
you.
you're a great teacher. Thanks for the sushi.
Wow.
Everybody, enjoy the rest of your day. Be sure to take some time and enjoy the Suncoast view.